Yeah, and one thing on ownership, you guys, it's so important that you guys feel like this is a piece of your company, because it kind of is in a sense, because ultimately, like, you guys wouldn't have this position or this job, and you guys are, like, Tim has set the standard for the company, but you guys have to withhold it. And if we get out of this mindset of like, I'm an employee, I work 9 to 5, like when you're in that mindset, it's like you're not covering any of the overhead expenses, you're not paying for any of the leads, you didn't have to do the footwork to acquire that moving company, you didn't have to do the footwork to acquire that client. And when we run in that sense, we're actually end up being kind of lazy, or we're like, oh, well, it's no big deal, I lost another one, right? But imagine for a second that you are the business owner and you had to come out of the overhead for the building. You had to come out the overhead for coming out and having people trained. You had to come out the overhead of building those connections and generating those leads and doing the marketing. Like, imagine if you had to actually run all of that. You would definitely take those leads a hell of a lot more serious if you had to come out with all of that expense of running the company. But you have to live in that space of like feeling like these aren't just an endless amount of business. You have to always have, like, we don't like a scarcity mindset, but sometimes when it comes to like these leads, I always think of every person that comes in as like, I'm never gonna get this opportunity to be able to help this person again. And like, if I don't do my job, they're gonna go off and have some amateur do it. And I know what our company, or what our company had to go through to acquire that one person. And if some of you guys don't know what it takes to generate a lead, we should definitely have some kind of education on where these leads come from and what it really takes for a business to acquire them and how much marketing costs and things like that. Because without any kind of perception of what this stuff actually costs, it's really difficult for you guys to relate on it. But understand too that if you guys don't book these calls, they want someone to move their house. That's why they reached out, right? So if they don't book through you guys, they're gonna book through some amateur company, and then it's gonna give the moving industry yet another bad name, right? Because movers are known for breaking stuff, for being, you know, two random guys in a pickup truck. Like you guys have to understand that you're holding the standard for who movers are. And sometimes we don't think of things as that serious. We're like, oh, I'm just an employee that clocks in and we book moves. No, like you're literally helping people get from one location to another. You're helping that brand new mom get into her first house that she's gonna build a nursery in. You're helping that 26-year-old who just bought their first house. You're helping that couple that just got engaged and they're ready to start a family. Like you're helping that business owner who's finally upgrading his house from a shitty trailer park to now a 3-bedroom home that he never thought that he could get into. Like you guys really are, you have to think about it from that perspective of like, this is what we're doing. Everything within sales is helping people. And if you guys don't solve this problem for them, which is that they need their things moved, they will go to another amateur company. And that's not what we want them to do. It doesn't matter what the price is. People will pay more money for the right quality of work and the right experience. And it's all about experience. Like, how many of you guys like Disney World? You guys ever been to Disney? See, she knows. She's like, I love Disney. But you pay Disney for an experience, right? You don't get to take anything home, like maybe the Mickey Mouse ears, but ultimately you paid all that money for an experience, right? And then, but that's really what we do it for, experience for our kids or whatever. So understand, it's like you just paid thousands of dollars for this trip to Disney, but we can't sell someone on the experience of our moving company. But you were totally sold on that. And you didn't get anything from it other than a memory and an experience, right? Maybe a picture in front of a castle. So, but remember, like people will pay this extra money if we can get them to understand the value of what we're doing, right?